Hey everyone, this is Donna Rios with DonnaRios.com. And I wanted to put this short little video together to just inspire a little bit of thinking, I guess, on your part or even on my part, because you know how it is. When you're teaching something, you're also speaking to your own self, not just who you're talking to. So I wanted to put this little video together called Starting New. It was a blog post that I wrote, but putting the video together, sometimes you hear a little more of the emotion and the feelings behind it, and that's what I wanted to do. So today we're going to start with, how many times have you had to start over in life? Start over in life. Um, it doesn't matter in what avenue. It could be life, business, family, your job. The fact is that you had to start again. And especially as we get older, I've heard it kind of quoted that this is like our second act. When you get over 50, what are you going to do with the rest of your life? But you have a chance to reinvent yourself. And that's kind of where I'm kind of leaning a little bit towards that, just because of the fact that's where I'm at. And I wanted to share just some insights, I guess you could say. Starting new, this is a quote from Steve Jobs, of course, is, do you want to spend the rest of your life selling sugared water, or do you want a chance to change the world? And, I've started over so many times I can't even remember them all. But all my starting points were in an area of business or self-discovery, finding myself. And that was, I guess, as I grew older, I always kind of that was my more focus. Okay, I can do all these things, but that's what I do. That's not who I am. And I always wondered if this was all there was to life. And my husband would always joke with me and saying things that, I couldn't stick with anything and that I needed to be consistent at something, which is all true. And I would struggle with that a lot, but I understood his frustration. But my problem was not finding something that I could believe in or do. My problem was not taking the time to discover me. So more times than not, especially we as women, we give so much of ourselves to our family, our friends, our church, or any number of things that many times we get lost somewhere along the path. We are so busy giving that we forget to take care of ourselves. We put everyone and everyone's needs above our own. And that's why, so how do you start today? That can be a loaded question, but I want to focus just on one aspect, and that's called planning. Planning your life can begin to, when you first say that, I know for me anyways, it can be overwhelming but what I want to do is break it down into small doable steps so that hope can arise in you and you can begin to think of the new possibilities that are open to you. In planning, we're going to talk about three things: preparing, picturing, and purposing your outcome. So let's just begin here. Preparing. Well, preparing, let's begin to take time to write down, and I know this is a big thing because was a big thing for me, was to write down what I want to change in my life. Where do I want to go? This is the first step to the new adventure. This is like you open the doors and it's like, Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. All of a sudden, everything's in color and everything is so bright and vivid. Well, this is where you are. I want you to be able to see that as this door swings wide open. What are you looking for? Are you looking for a new job? Maybe you were laid off. Maybe you wanted to start something on your own. Maybe you want to rekindle a dream or begin to work for yourself at home. Whatever that is, I want you to begin to write down the steps that you think that you need to take to get your end result. Now, I want you to focus on the end first. What is that goal? And I want you to visually see it. And then we'll start taking the steps that we need. And then we'll start laying down the steps of how to get to that goal. And a new concept, well, it's not a new concept, but it's something that might help you, would be the ability to mind map. Mind map is taking a drawing. You put your goal in the center of it, and then you put all the little spokes of a wheel, the branches of a tree, however you want to visualize that. And all the little branches are the things you need to do to accomplish that goal in the center of the tree. So I want you to do some homework. I want you to start doing some research online. I use Google for everything. I go into the search bar and I just begin to ask it questions. And you'll be amazed at the answers that you'll get. And just remember, this is just a little word of caution. I don't want to damper anybody's spirits. But anyways, just a word of caution is that you're going to get everybody's opinion. And what you can do, and it's kind of like learning as you go forth, is that you take everybody's opinion, but then you have to filter it out. And you have to grab just the nuggets that are going to be applying to you and your dreams and your goals. And that's what I want you to focus on. So next we're going to move on to picture. Now what does pictures have to do with anything? Well, I want you to picture your new life. I want you to picture your new job, your new adventure. What is that going to look like? I want you to write it down. This is something that I want you to do also, is to cut out pictures or words to describe where you're going. Create a vision board. A vision board is going to help you see and feel the changes that you want to make. You've heard the old saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and this is really true. Even online, notice that more and more images are being passed around than large documents of text. Nobody wants to sit and read, a whole page and a half of text anymore. They want to either visually see it or experience it or be able to feel it, and that's what pictures do. So that's what I want you to do, is get you a big poster board or something like that. And as you're going through magazines, maybe online, maybe whatever is coming to your mind, but take the time and cut those things out and paste it on your board. What do you want your life to look like? Where do you want to go? What is your goal? What is your dream? Those are just basic things that you can start with right now so that you can envision and experience and feel what it's going to be like when you get there. So get your emotions involved. I say this because if you can see it and you can feel it, then you're more than likely to experience it. Allow yourself and give yourself permission to dream again. This is vital to your new discovery. And lastly, we are going to talk about purpose. Now, what's the purpose of all this? Your purpose, I want you to think of it as your action. What actions are you willing to take to move you closer to your desired reality? What is the first step you need to take? What is the first step you're comfortable of making? That might be a better way of saying it. We all get stuck in ruts, especially as we get older, and we don't like change. We get comfortable. We think, why do we want to ruffle our feathers or ruffle our life or whatever that is to you? But I want you to remember that change in any area of our life requires us to step out of our comfort zone. This takes courage. Some of us adapt to change easier than others. I like change. I get bored easily if things get too routine. But not everyone is like that. My husband, for example, doesn't do well with change. He likes things planned out. He likes to know when we're doing things days in advance and sometimes weeks. He does not do well with spontaneous change. But everybody is different. And so my whole purpose for even telling you that is that we can learn to accept our differences, but at the same time, you know, you can break through your barriers by having a purposeful thinking. So one word of caution I do want to really encourage you all with is that staying the same is not an option. You need to push yourself forward. You need to discover why you're here. How can you matter? What differences are you going to make in your world, in your avenue of people that you're with? Today's a great day to begin anew. Work on your dreams. Rekindle that adventure in you. You have what it takes. If you can think it, you can do it. You just have to apply yourself. I'll share with you something that I told my kids all growing up. A month, a year, 5 or 10 years are going to go by fast. You need to apply yourself so that you don't look back at the end of that time with regret because you didn't do something, because you didn't accomplish that dream that you've had, because you thought or you allowed yourself to think that it was just too hard. It's not too hard. We can all do that. You can make a difference. You matter. And so today I want to leave you with that, is that staying the same is not an option. You have an obligation. You have a purpose. You have a plan that's been set forth for you to go forward and make your mark. Make it a great day, everyone. We'll talk to you later.